All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the week. Welcome to a big week. We have a new moon in Libra coming up, and we are moving into Scorpio season. So that is happening this week. I am launching my astrology school, Mapping Your Timeline. We're kicking it off Wednesday night with a live about 2026's astrology. I'm going to take you through the big themes of 2026 and teach you how to use them. Okay? How to harness their power. I love it. That's what I have been doing, and that's how I learned how to start this channel. So I want to teach you what I learned. Okay? All right. There's a link below if you want to jump onto that. Like I said, starting Wednesday evening. Let's see what's going on for you underneath. Wow. Power. I'm also seeing the Divine Masculine card and growth. So I'm going to take that. And lucky, little Sagittarian energy, little Flava Flav there. Spiritual cleansing, psychic. Okay. Very spiritual energy here. Like, I've been talking about for a while. We do have Saturn and Neptune back in Pisces. And it's like tying up the loose ends of some kind of spiritual connection or a chapter of that spiritual connection. So something has been effing growth experiences. Something has been about power. You've been dealing with power. This is specifically for those of you who have had to learn lessons about your own power, how much you give it away, how much you aren't using it in the way that's going to be most helpful to you. So in other words, sometimes when we talk about like taking back our own power, sometimes people think that means like, I'm going to like dominate that person, or I'm going to, that's the shadow aspect of power. So many, many, many times, in this reading, especially, this means to me that the Divine Masculine growth is starting to learn how to align with power that is empathic, how to align with power that is compassionate, that is a spiritual kind of next level. Wow, that's a heck of a lesson, because I remember doing readings over the summer when we were talking about power dynamics, power and control, a lot of Pluto. But Pluto and Aquarius right now, Aquarius, it's there for the next 20 years. So this is going to be about advancing our ideas about how we use power or not, or how we have been using power and how that needs to be changed and transformed into something more aligned and more integrated. Masculine and feminine energies need to be integrated. When power is lopsided on masculine or feminine polarity, then it shows up in shadow ways, right? Manipulation or just domination and control, like flat out raw uses of power. I feel like that is the lesson right now that Saturn and Neptune are teaching us. We need to make a new spiritual foundation that comes from a place of compassion. And I feel like we're going to get there. Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Star card. So we are closing out a chapter. A new beginning is being offered. And there's a feeling of like wanting to get on with it. Okay? Like these are the two fastest moving knights. Like, let's get moving. Let's get on with it. If we're going to be in this, like a lot of you who have done a lot of your spiritual work, you've been like sitting up on block. It's like like a Maserati up on blocks, like racing its engine. You're like, hey, when are the rest of you going to join me? And I feel like that's the spiritual community has a little bit of a, how come it's not happening right now? Kind of energy around it. Because I feel like there's a lesson or a set of lessons. The reason why Saturn and Neptune are back in Pisces is to close up that old chapter. If you understand astrology, you know that Aries around to Pisces. Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac. And once it moves into 0 degrees of Aries next year, February 20th, they're going to be at 0 degrees of Aries, which is going to be about launching the new you. Aries is about our identities, launching the new us. So there's some kind of loose ends to tie up, but I feel like the spiritual community is like, enough already. Okay. Because over the summer, we've had a little preview of this, but not really at that exact 0 degree point that February is going to bring. And that is an amazing opportunity. And we are going to have 2 solid years of this, this growth in this direction. But between now and then, a lot of the divine feminines are being asked to hold that vibration. Yeah, Maserati, up on blocks. I know. That doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like you're doing anything, but you are, holding space, right? Like sometimes I kind of like holding space, but like that is really what the divine feminine is being asked to do, is hold the vibration. Because there's a lot of us who are learning what this spiritual chapter could be for us. I just get the feeling that a lot of masculine energy, and I'm not talking about gender, I'm talking about the masculine inside of us. The masculine says, I got to do more. I got to be more. I got to, in order to be valued, I'm not doing enough. And I've been feeling that quite a lot since we've had the Saturn and Neptune, moving back into Pisces. And right. So Neptune, just exactly as Scorpio season begins very, very late on the evening. And I'm talking about Pacific time, very, very late in the evening of the 21st, and Eastern time too. And almost right away, Neptune is back in Pisces. So Scorpio time is about a rebirth. Death and rebirth is very Scorpionic energy. And to be in that spiritual space with Saturn and Neptune there, it is kind of giving us a chance to embrace our spiritual power. Okay, so that's what's starting to happen there. 8 of Cups, the Hermit, there it is. Look at this spiritual journey. 8 of Cups, and then the Hermit, the Virgo energy of sacred servant. The 4 of Cups. It can feel to the divine feminine energy like nothing is happening. Because I feel like those of you who have like really been on this spiritual path for quite a long time may have been really irritated by 2025. Even though monumental astrological shifts happened and are happening this year, this is the bridge year, 2025. And those of you who've been on the spiritual path, I've been on for at least 20 years now. You're like, oh my God, when are we going to start talking about this next chapter? But we're still in this bridge year. And part of this is a little bit having empathy and compassion for those people who are just waking up. Now, if you're just waking up and you're new to my channel, welcome in, because this is the time period when a lot of people, I have been told that this is one of my jobs, is to be the one holding the door open on the plane or the train or the bus or the car or whatever it is, to like help you get to the next station, to get to the next chapter of this. And, sometimes standing there holding the door is kind of boring. Just saying. But it's not meaningless. Right? Especially those of you who those of you who have a lot of air and fire like I do, are like, come on, but like have compassion for those who are just waking up right now. Okay. That's going to be really important. The 3 of Wands. Wow. The Tower. That is enlightenment coming in. I feel like the High Priestess is here too, but not yet. 6 of Cups, Ace of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. So there's a lot of people fighting this enlightenment. I feel like on a 3D level, I feel like we could see a lot of fast change, a lot of resistance to fast change, but also a lot of fast change. But you guys on the spiritual path are like, hey, been holding space for a long time now. Stop pushing back. Okay. For others of you that are like, okay, I totally get it. Like, it's my job to hold the door. It's my job to be the one lighting the path or shining my light. Yep. Been doing that. I'm doing that. I'm all about that. There's like another level of, it's almost, it's almost like Archangel Michael says, here's a magazine while you're waiting. Here you go. Here's a puzzle, or here's something to do while you're standing there waiting. Okay. I love this so much. Okay. The Tower. Oh, that's such a nice. I just felt that so strongly. The Tower there, 10 of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, and the Sun. Okay. So those of you who are like, been holding the door, you're like on the spiritual path, I've been on it a long time, and when are these people going to figure it out and all that kind of stuff. There's still one piece of the puzzle that I think you haven't quite integrated for yourself. And for those of you who really have the trigger around, I'm not enough, or I'm not doing enough, especially I'm not enough. Okay. Because that's Venus energy. We have Venus in Libra right now, which it loves. Venus loves that energy. We've got Jupiter in Cancer, which is exalted. So there's this beautiful cardinal sign, Libra and Cancer are squaring each other, but there's something about it that is just like, there feels like I need to take more action. Okay. Like a square is like, why is this not moving fast enough? Why faster? Why am I holding the door? Give me something to do. Okay. Archangel Michael throws you a magazine like, hey, you're fine. But there's definitely if you're having that experience of, I'm not doing enough, I'm not being enough, I'm not valuable where I'm at, I got to get better at this, or I got to do some, I got to, do my spiritual pull-ups or whatever it is. Like, I just feel like this is an opportunity for you to go, oh, this is a pattern from my childhood that says I'm not enough. And really, that's a lesson on your spiritual path that has been needed for you to really incorporate for a very long time now. Okay. And I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not something. And there's absolutely no evidence of that. I see Queen of Pentacles and the Sun card. It's just that somebody gained power over you by telling you that. So you were always striving to be better and striving to do more. And maybe you have somebody in your life like right now who's kind of triggering a lot of the I'm not good enough stuff in you. Okay, so that's one thing here. Then I'm getting the 6 of Cups, Ace of Cups. Pretty soon, there's like relationships coming in that maybe you've been resisting because of this not good enough feeling. This 4 of Cups here, like I'm resisting that Ace of Cups because I'm super spiritual. I'm on the spiritual path. And, there's something here that says, aha. And a partner comes in, or a person on the same journey. Could be a twin flame. I'm going to use that other deck here in 1 second here. The 6 of Cups and the Ace of Cups. 9 of Wands. Been through a lot with this person. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. 8 of Pentacles. They're working on themselves. The moon, new moon in Libra. If you want this person, it's time to plant the seed. Time to say it. Okay. What's underneath? 9 of Pentacles. That's absolutely good enough. This is all made up shit in your head. I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not healthy enough. I'm not happy enough. I'm not joyful enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not fill in the blank. Whatever it is that you feel like you need more of. You're perfect exactly the way you are. You don't need to be anything else. And anything that's triggering you right now, whether it's your work or it's your spiritual path or it's your relationships triggering you in the not good enough place. Whoa. Like, I feel like that's what this reading is all about. Spirit is saying, hey, you're blocking your own progress by thinking that. Yeah, you're blocking your own progress. Hierophant, Two of Cups, King of Wands, Ace of Wands. So this is a long term. I've seen this for a while now, that some of you have a long-term partner coming in and they're going to get here when they get here. There is no amount. And on the flip side of that, like not enough, on the flip side, no amount of spiritual calisthenics is going to push that timeline. Because what you're doing is you're pushing it back even by being like, come on, come on, come on, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. By being that way, you're pushing it back. So your job here is to, I kind of, in this instance, I like this Two of Swords, especially after the Tower. There's a sense of, I'm opening up a lot more and I recognize myself in my path, on my mission. I recognize that everything comes along exactly as the time that it's supposed to be here with me. I don't need to be anything more than who I am. I don't need to, completely I don't know what the word even is, reinvent myself. I don't need to do that. I'm just hearing like, how will this person recognize you if you want to change out of who you are right now? Because this person is looking for you. All right. Anything more about this King of Wands? This person's having like an aha moment. They could be in their Tower moment. They could be like, oh, you could open up to some kind of telepathy with them. They could be like kind of remote viewing you or something like that. King of Wands is Aries energy. Seven of Swords. King of Swords. I feel like they're watching you in some way, like maybe, like I said, remote viewing. Yep. Remote viewing or something like that, like in dream space. King of Pentacles. This person is the long-term partner and they're learning their own truth. They're learning their own mission and purpose. This might be newer to them. I feel like they've moved away from a life where they were doing something that they had some shame around, either a job or career path or a life path of some kind that they were not proud of. And there was something about them stepping into their truth. And it's just like the alignment now works. So they're headed your way. This Tower energy is quite fast. You need that later. So let me see here. This Tower energy, let me use the Ascension deck here. Anything more about this King of Wands? Now we have three kings. What are we missing? King of Cups. Voyager's Journey. Past life healing. Masculine Twin. Releasing the lower self. Practice self-love. Nurture your inner child. That's that power thing we're talking about. Master Alchemist. Violet Flame Activation. That's what I'm going to say to you. Some of you in my Pathfinders group, I've done a lot of different meditations for you around this. So I go take a look at your feed. You can find all of the courses and classes I've given to the Pathfinders. Even if you've just joined, you're going to have all of those classes and courses and meditations and things. So the Master Alchemist Violet Flame Activation, this week in Pathfinders, I'm going to talk you through a Violet Flame activation. I know I've done it in the past, but I feel like here it is right in my face. So I feel like it's something we need to do right now. Okay. All right. So link is below if you want to continue on. I'm going to continue on with this reading. If you want to become part of Pathfinders, the link's also there. Same with the astrology class. I'll see you this week. Lots to do. Lots to do. Links are below. Let's keep going. All right. I hope you enjoyed that video. If it was helpful to you, please consider liking this video and sharing it with anybody who might have a need for similar kind of information. And if you like this video, check out these videos.